What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and to another VBX Familia Speaks video. For today we will be learning about the Garifunas of Central America. The Garifuna are a people of mixed African and indigenous ancestry, originally from the Caribbean island of St. Vincent, who speak the Caribbean dialect of the Arawakan language. The Garifuna, also called the Black Caribs, are a mix of Arawak and Carib or Kalinago, an African people. They are also known as Garinagu, the plural of Garifuna. According to a genetic study, the ancestry of the Garifuna people on average is 76% African, 20% Arawak/Carib, and 4% European. The Garifuna are the descendants of African survivors of slave ships that were wrecked off the island of St. Vincent around 1675. These West Africans, along with the steady stream of Maroons escaping slavery on other Caribbean islands, found a refuge and started families with the indigenous Kalinago or Carib population. An Afro-Indigenous culture developed that existed independently of the region's colonial forced labor plantation system. They became known as the Black Caribs or Garifuna. The so-called Black Caribs, together with the indigenous Kalinago, forms a formidable fighting force that resisted European colonizing efforts in the region for over a century, forcing both the British and French to recognize St. Vincent as one of several neutral islands. In April 1797, over 5,000 Black Caribs were transported on British ships and abandoned on the deserted Honduran Bay island of Roatán. Many later moved to the mainland of Honduras and became allied with Spain. The Garifuna fought with Spain against British pirates and military attacks. Some also took the royalist side in the Central American independence wars against Spain, and as a result became a highly marginalized population in post-independence Honduras. Support for the defeated conservative forces brought charges of treason in the 1830s and prompted a further maritime dispersion to coastal areas in neighboring Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Belize. The first settlement in Belize was established at Dangriga, which still holds the largest Garifuna population in the country. Today, Honduras has the largest population of Garifunas in Central America. Its population of roughly 200,000 Garifunas can be found living mostly in towns and villages along the country's northern coast, from Mascacortes to La Playa, gracias a Dios. In Guatemala, the small remote town of Livingston on Guatemala's Caribbean coast is the main home to the country's population of Garifunas. Prior to the construction of Puerto Barrios, Livingston served as Guatemala's main port on the Caribbean Sea. Surrounded by jungle and only reachable by boat, Livingston is better known these days as a place to experience Guatemala's Garifuna culture and a travel destination for visitors in search of a native Caribbean vibe. Nicaragua's population of around 8,000 Garifunas mainly live on Corn Island in the Caribbean Sea and in the area around Laguna de Perlas, northeast of Bluefields, capital of the Región Autónoma de Atlántico Sur. The Garifunas reportedly first made their way to Nicaragua around 1912, when a Garifuna leader, Joseph Sambola, founded the community of Orinoco. Many Garifunas have chosen to migrate to the U.S. in search of better economic opportunities than those available to them in their hometowns and countries. Members of the Garifuna diaspora in the U.S. can be found living mostly in a number of major cities, including Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, Miami, New Orleans, and New York. On the relatively isolated coast, Garifunas were able to maintain their language and other cultural practices. In their communities, women did agricultural work, men engaged in fishing and artisan activities, and traded their produce along the Central American coast. Afro-Caribbean Garifuna culture combines Caribbean fishing and farming traditions with a mixture of South American and African music, dance, and spirituality. UNESCO declared Garifuna language, dance, and music in Belize to be a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity in 2001. Garifuna culture is closely identified with music and dance. Garifuna music styles are known for their heavy use of percussion instruments and distinctive drumming, which combines the beats of primero or tenor and segunda or bass drums. Garifuna drums are typically made from hollowed out hardwoods such as mahogany or mayflower that are native to Central America. Punta, an evolved form of traditional music played using traditional instruments, is the most popular and well-known genre of Garifuna music and dance. Punta lyrics are typically written by Garifuna women and often relate to one gender or the other. The word punta is a Latinization of an ancient West African rhythm called bunda, meaning buttocks, in the Mande language. Punta dance is a mimetic cock and hen mating dance with rapid movements of the buttocks, hip, and feet, while the upper torso remains motionless. The constantly pulsating rhythms represent the most direct and physical form of intimacy.
En el Parque Central de San Pedro Sula, 29 de noviembre del 2019. Desde San Pedro Sula para el mundo. Garífunas en el Parque Central, bailando punta.
Belize has given birth to a resurgence in Garifuna music in recent years, thanks to musicians like Andy Palacio, Mohoba Flores, and Adrian Martinez. This contemporary take on more traditional Garifuna music styles has been described as a mixture of punta and parranda, another Garifuna music genre that was barely recorded until the 1990s. Garifuna food and drink make use of a combination of native Central American crops and African staples, including fish, chicken, cassava, bananas, and plantains. Machuca, a dish of mashed green plantains with coconut milk soup and fried fish, is a common example of a traditional Garifuna dish. Tarasa, the Garifuna version of a tamale, is made from green bananas to taste either sweet or sour. Cassava bread is served with most meals. Other Garifuna breads include buns, banana bread, and pumpkin bread. The Garifuna people's struggle to maintain their community is largely a cultural one, as Garifuna have retained a number of Afro-Caribbean traditions in addition to their language. In addition, the Garifuna have many times been discriminated against and sometimes been negatively stereotyped as being too elemental and rural. Nonetheless, the Garifuna have continued to maintain their distinct customs and keep on regarding themselves as being justifiably different as a result of their steadfast maintenance of ancestral culture and the unique history of successful anti-slavery Maroon resistance.
Aquí tengo un pedazo de plantain. Riquísimo.
And that's it for this video. As always, I hope that you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you all in the next one. Bye.